How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. All right, so today we are going to be finding out things only Europeans know, apparently. Um, so this particular video is by World Friends, and I know you guys have heard about him. It's a great channel. Check him out if you enjoy this video. Um, but yeah, this is called American Was Shocked by the Things That Only Europeans Know. So I like to think I know a little bit about a little bit, but we're going to be finding out maybe just how much I don't know. So let's check it out.
I'm from Normandy. We have to do 4 kisses on the cheek,
Normandy.
and the most is 6.
It takes so long.
One is very romantic. No, isn't it?
Wait,
One is
I'm from Normandy. We have to do 4 kisses on the cheek, and the most is 6.
It takes so long.
okay. It felt like I started in the middle of a video. I had no idea what they were talking about. But yeah, that would be very strange. I don't like that. Never have, and it's always been a thing. Like little kids are always like, are pretty much forced to, give kisses and hugs to, friends and family, whether they like to do that or not. And I personally think that, I mean, if they don't want to hug and they don't want to kiss, then that's that. I mean, there's nothing else to it than that. But yeah, it, I mean, even after COVID, do you guys still do that? Let me know down in the comments. Where's she from? Normandy? I have no idea where that's at.
one is very romantic.
But yeah.
No, isn't it?
Hello.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
I think that maybe American lifestyle is a little bit more lazy. Maybe like,
Well, you're talking to Italy and Spain,
Better, I just shut up.
so siesta.
I mean, okay, we don't really walk anywhere, just driving, and even if you like wanted to walk, it's low-key dangerous.
But maybe it's because the distance it was huge, everything.
The distance, that's true, but I also went to America before, and I was with my American friends, and we were in like an outdoor like shopping center type thing, but then we wanted to go to another shopping mall. It was just across the street, and then they wanted to walk back to the car, and I was like, you just have to cross the street. They're like, no, it's too far, and I was like, we're looking at the building. I guess we're there.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't think it's really entirely our faults. Society's kind of made us this way, and yeah, it is pretty much impossible to be able to walk anywhere. And I know I'll probably get down in the comments. A lot of people say like there's no such thing as bad weather. Um, just bad outfits. Make sure you prepare for the weather, the type of weather. But we just grown to know that's just how it is, I guess. But yeah, I am at fault. I will drive to the gas station that's 2 blocks away. It is low-key dangerous. Anymore, it is more dangerous than it was before. I don't know when this video was made. But yeah, I would have to agree with her on that one.
And when you live in like a more populated city, it's kind of more dangerous because we do allow like guns in America too.
That's crazy. That's something I could never even like imagine because we grew up like without any guns. It's something you see in movies or that the police have, and even they need a special license to carry it out in the public and stuff like this. Because what if I don't get home? That's crazy to me.
Yeah, and again, I don't know when this video is made, but it is way worse than it ever has been, and it is scary. I don't know. I mean, I think we are all pretty much molded into thinking like it's dangerous out there, and just to keep us kind of sheltered. Uh, I don't know though. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
I know this. Can you guess what?
Is it Metro? Metro?
No.
Okay, so paying to use a bathroom. I know about that, but I've never seen. Oh, it looks like that says like 70. So you just go in, pretty much like you get a ticket, put money in, get a ticket, and then uh go in. And then that little thingy right there that probably like counts how many people go in a day. I kind of wish we had that. That would be really nice to like go in to clean bathrooms, but then again, like I don't sit on the toilet. I will squat every single time if it's public restrooms. Only because they are not clean and they are never clean. Uh yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good idea. Just like also with like the carts quarter. But you do get that quarter back. Uh but I would think that would suck if you were in the store and you didn't have the change or the money to use the restroom, what you would do in that situation. But yeah, very, very interesting. I did know about that, so
It's the
Bathroom?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to pay to go to the public restroom?
Yes. So yeah, I think if you don't pay, it's a really bad bathroom.
that girl right there, she was really upset about it.
And kind of the more you pay, the better, like the cleaner the bathroom, because they use the money for keeping it clean and nice. And this one is from a German stop at a highway. And then you get this like 50 cents coupon. And then when you buy something in the store, you actually get like 50 cents off.
So it would be free or?
No, it's always more expensive than 50 cents.
Oh, okay. How much is like one bathroom break?
It's like €1. For this one, it's €1, and you get like the 50 cents. These bathrooms are amazing because they're clean, they smell nice, you don't have to worry about anything. So it's actually okay to pay. It just gets annoying if you don't have any cash or anything.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
you forgot it in the car, you're like, oh no, I have to go back. But that's.
These days you can pay with your phone though.
Oh, really?
Some of them you can pay with your phone. Like
course.
That's cool.
In France, we have it too, but you don't have discount. Like you just pay and you don't have anything, just clean bathroom and that's it.
I think in my case it's more common just to go to a bar. If, for example, you buy a water or a coffee, something very simple, and you can use the bathroom. That is like the polite way.
I think, yeah, it's quite similar to America.
same in Italy, but sometimes like in resting areas, I feel like most of the places are free. You can just go and like use the bathroom.
for us in McDonald's, you still have to pay sometimes. Like even if you bought food, you still have to. There's like a little old lady who sits there in front of the bathroom, so you have to give her like a few coins so you can use the restroom.
It's funny, you guys have like the little old ladies that sit by the bathrooms and like greet you and take your money. We have the people at Walmart that greets you. So every time you come in, they'll greet you. Anytime you leave, they will they buy and they get paid for that. They just stand by the door and pretty much say hi just all day long. I think that would be really, really boring. I wouldn't enjoy that at all.
Okay, so a situation is like because there's so much driving, there are rest stop area for you just to use the bathroom and whatnot. Because honestly, I don't think Americans are paid enough to care. But in general, like it's also not polite, so you should buy something. So people will usually just buy like a soda or coffee or something like that. So it's quite similar to like Spain, I think.
Yeah. Public nudity.
Oh, nudity.
I think they cannot put the naked
yeah, the-
people in the picture. That's
What am I looking at? I'm so confused.
So for me as a German, it looks really, really familiar. We used to always go to the Baltic Sea, or to the North Sea in Germany for vacation. It's cheap and it's great. And the beaches would look like this, so packed. And what you don't see here, there's also a lot of public nudity. Especially, it's like more for the older generations because they grew up, just not caring.
They are more open-minded than us.
In a way,
Okay, so the younger ones don't go out there, and I don't think America could even do that. I don't know of anywhere that we have public nudity places. I don't honestly know if it's a thing, but that would definitely be an awkward thing to do for me. Never seen one. I've never been to one. I've only heard about it.
yeah, but it's just because it's so normal for them. They don't even think about it. It's like not in a bad way. It's just like that's just nature. So they just show everything they have and go take a bath.
Already accept their bodies. And
Yeah,
Can I ask, what are the white pillar things? Are they like blockers?
we call it Strandkorb. It's kind of you can reserve a seat. And then you can sit inside. So this is from the back side, but it's
okay, so
actually
there's
a
people
bench
sitting in them.
inside. So you have a little bit of like a resting station and shadow, and you have a little table so you can put your drinks there.
In France, actually, we go to south of France to go to the beach, and you see the guy with the
Beach.
shirt and the woman with like underwear swimsuit. But you don't have to be surprised if you see a woman without the top, because we like to take the sun. So they want to just here tan skin, but here like white. Yeah, so many women do that. But also we have some special place for people that like to be all naked. But
Yeah, naked beaches.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have
yeah.
that too.
yeah.
yeah, Italy is the same in Belgium, and I think
That's absolutely insane. One thing that I did notice, all these people are bilingual. I bet that American is not. That's something that me that Europeans are pretty much the only ones that know another language. And I say that like maybe not just like Europe in general, just that side, that area knows English and their original language. Um, we do not. We hardly know Spanish, more or less, any other one. But yeah, they all speak really, really good English. Um, yeah, that's really cool.
in Germany to not separate, like they are not women and men part, it's together and we are all naked too. Or we can have towel, but it's like even forbidden to take swimsuit.
I think in America, actually, I have no idea. Do you guys know what skinny dipping is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they just do that wildly. I don't know. I mean, in terms of like beaches, I of course knew that existed. It's always talked about in media and stuff. Like it's just kind of there, hovering as a concept in like movies and TV shows like that. But also, I think Americans are really comfortable with just wearing proudly about their body. I think they're more okay with like nudity.
That's so funny. Skinny dipping is not really a thing that you hear much about anymore, but yeah, way back in the day, it used to be a big thing, and I seen it on all the videos of like everybody, all the younger kids going to the beach, and then they jump in, their clothes off, and throw them up there, and then they could always be a joke. Somebody would walk over there and grab all the clothes and run away. So then all the kids had to like pretty much get out butt naked, and a funny thing, but my dog's underneath me. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much the most I know is just exactly what she said on the movies and stuff.
But it's just about the law, whether or not it allows it. What is paid maternity leave like in your countries?
For example, in case of Italy, we have 5 months where you can stay home and like take care of your newborn. And while you're home, your company is still gonna pay you. You can choose whether you wanna get like 2 months before the baby is born and then 3 months after, or 5 months like after the baby is born. These days also dads can get a paternity.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
You
Well,
get the
I'm not
same
sure.
salary, but you're not going to work.
I'm not sure about in a Spain.
Is a sore subject for me, I guess, because I was very sick during my pregnancies and I had to work through all of them. So every day just going to work and just like, it was so bad. So bad. Like I don't miss those days. But if I was given those opportunities, I may have had a lot more kids. So I don't know. Uh, that's very that's a very big thing because also in America, uh, like the closeness of families aren't really much of anything anymore. Um, and you kind of wonder, you know, at the beginning of a baby's life is like the most important time to be with your baby, and we pretty much don't get that opportunity. We pretty much have to get back into the workforce and keep on going. But yeah, it's crazy to me that I didn't get hardly any maternity leave, and I had to go back way before I even wanted to because I had to pay. I had to, uh, I had to work. But yeah, I would have really, really loved it if I would have got a little bit more time with my children, and maybe my parents even having a little bit more time with like me and my brothers as a kid too. So it's just I don't know. It's crazy. Um America is something else, that's for sure.
Spain the month and exactly, but I think it's all the same salary of the previous month.
For the USA, I think it depends on the company. I don't think it's decided really by the government.
To me, that's so weird because I feel that usually, like Americans, like the US, they always try to like protect somehow the human rights in a way. Like I'm talking about my job, I'm an actress, and I know that there's like some kind of association there in the US where they protect actors' rights. But then when it comes to these things which are more natural, like having a baby, there are no actually rights. They don't really protect the mothers. So to me that's weird, like to know about this.
It's like, well, the thing about America is I think they're really based off of making money. So when a company, like, they try to push their benefits onto people, but it's more like making the employee more loyal to the company so that they'll work harder for it. So the benefits are really just there as an incentive, but it's not really seen as like a better for the people themselves.
I know that Germany also has paid maternity leave. It's a few weeks before and after. I think maybe in total like 3 or 4 months. I could be wrong, but 100% more than 4 weeks before and more than 4 weeks after. Yeah, and I used to work in a German company and we had someone leave and it was just a no-brainer. It was like there was no discussion. Just okay, yeah, sure, go ahead.
Even that much time doesn't even seem like that long. Time flies so fast. Like crazy.
Time and everyday life.
I also know it's
Yeah.
really, that's what I've heard, for it to be really expensive to have in America. Like my cousin just recently had her first child. She was visiting one of the Dutch islands and then her water broke and she was transferred by helicopter to go to the hospital. I asked my mom like, oh my gosh, like, was it expensive? Because like helicopter, my mom was like, no, government paid everything.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's crazy because just like if you were to call the ambulance, uh it costs like $500 to be put into the ambulance and escorted to the hospital. Um that's just crazy. Like if you can't afford that, then what? Like okay, I'm about to die, but let me go ahead and walk to the hospital because I can't afford it. That's never I never understood that at all.
In the US, you have the baby on the island, probably. They're gonna leave you there. They'll be like, okay, you know.
After in canoe.
Water is good for pregnant mothers.
People kissing.
Kissing to greet.
It's not really that normal, to be honest. It kind of depends on what class you're in. So if you're like the upper class, like more elite, it might be more common just because those be the people that are more well-traveled and pick up those customs along the way. If you're like higher class, maybe, but it's definitely not normal by any means.
Yeah,
Right.
actually in France is really famous for that because we always greet by a kiss. If it's two men, they handshakes. But if it's two women or woman and a man, we kiss. But also there is a rule in France, like it depends on the region and it's different numbers of kiss. Like I'm from Normandy and there we have to do 4 kiss on the cheek. Some are
That's
only
hard.
2, like Paris is only 2, and some the most is 6.
It takes so long.
It's really
You know that there are some people that when they kiss you, they leave some saliva on your cheeks. Think about
So 6 kisses, and then the other person do the 6 kisses. That's a lot of kisses. That's a lot. It's like one. That's so weird.
about six kisses about that. It's like having a llama.
But we have to do it. Just
For example, in Belgium, it's only one kiss, and usually on the right side. And so sometimes when I meet like French people, it's like they start different side, and so we almost kiss on the mouth because it's different because they start like left and after right, I think. And so we are. Yeah. Also, I have like meet some American and they hug usually, so they come to me for hug, but I forget they are American and not Belgian and French, so I just kiss like this and they are like, what are you doing?
Is it normal for your country to like hug when you meet?
Of course. Yeah. It's not like a big hug, but maybe just take their shoulder like a kiss.
for us in France, we never do it. We don't hug to say hi. If we don't know, we also kiss. Or if it's boss, we handshake. Or if it's friend, just handshake like this. Yeah.
In
Wait,
Germany, we tend to.
Friend, just handshake like this. Yeah.
In Germany, we tend to
like
hug more. It's
fist
more
bump.
normal to hug. And we did the kissing only in high school, like with our like classmates. So not with older people, not with strangers. It's more normal to hug people you're closer with, or if it's a friend of a friend and you're kind of introduced, it's okay to hug because you're on the same level. But to older people, no kissing and no hugging.
So you have to take the kiss. That's weird to me. That's really weird.
Just handshake.
But don't you think that in your case, for example, you said it's just one kiss? In my case, it's like, okay, if I do 2 or better, I don't do anything because with just one kiss, it's like.
One is very romantic. Yeah, right? One is like, No, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it's just mostly for relatives, I guess. It's just very old tradition.
As the I don't even know where I got this from, but it's more of like exaggerating the kisses than actual kissing. They would just make the sound. So I don't know how true that is, but sounds Sounds legit.
Oh my god,
I like it.
I love it. It's the thing on the car, right? What do you call? I want to say joystick, but I know that's not right. It's for like manual cars, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. It's really 50-50 in America if somebody knows how to drive like that or not.
So I feel like we were used to like have this manual stick in Italy until a few years ago. These days we also have many like automatic ones, but still I enjoy using this more because every time I drive I feel like I'm relieving my stress. I don't know, like doing this movement every time. First of all, I feel the car more. And then, I don't know, I'm like, yes, let's go.
I feel like you're in Fast and the Furious, where it's like, you're like, yeah.
And then like 20 kilometers an hour, but still, I really enjoy like doing this.
As a car lover, I can only drive that one. In France, it's really popular. Yeah, I was a racer in France, so for me, it's an insult to use automatic or electric car. Sorry. Actually, the automatic cars are really expensive in France, so you can get it, but manual cars are really useful and more usual for us. So
I'm not sure now, but we had to do the driver test only with the manual. We cannot do it with the automatic.
oh, you can. I mean, in France, we can. You can?
Maybe you can apply for it like a preference.
No. Like you have the choice. Like you get your license. Only automatics, but then you can't drive manual. If you do with the manual, you can drive
I
automatics
didn't
and
have that
manual.
option.
It's same in Belgium.
Yeah, in Germany too.
Ah. I remember when I learned how to drive stick, and it took some getting used to, and I killed the car a couple times. Do you remember that? Um, it is fun. It is really fun, but yeah, we are pretty much all automatic here. We do have that, but it is in older cars, and it is a preference. When you do get your license, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's not a license for just automatic or just shift. Uh, so yeah, super interesting.
In America, you just take your test with your own car.
So you have the car before you actually have the license?
Before you can get your actual license, of course, you have to get a permit, and that allows you to like practice on real roads. But somebody over 21 and with an actual license, actually no, I think they just have to be over 21 in the car with you. So once you have your like permit and stuff, then you can take the actual driver's test. And when you take the test, it's in literally whatever car you show up in that day. There's no necessary registration, like you don't have to give them anything. It's just whatever you show up in that day. So it could be your car, it could be your mom's car, it could be stolen off the street, and probably they wouldn't know any different. But yeah, so if your car is in stick, then your driver's test is in stick. If not, then it's automatic.
Money?
Coins?
Oh.
Tipping.
I remember correctly, like your tip is based off of your bill, and you should pay like, I don't know, like 10% if it's really bad service, and 15% if it's like good, and 20 if it's great, like that. But actually, I think from what I heard these days, it's really different. So if it's bad, you should pay 20%. And if it's okay, 25. And if it's good, you pay 30.
That's so much.
Okay, is there a tip in Europe?
I mean, there is, but it's not a lot.
Oh, the joys of talking about this subject. So, a lot of people do make their money just from tips. Companies will say that's their salary, and that's that. They make pretty good money. I mean, most waitresses do make pretty good. Why would you be a waitress if you didn't? Um, and then I know in Indiana, I don't know if this is just in Indiana, but uh, shoot, I lost track. I cannot remember. uh, I don't know. But yeah, I work at a place where they actually make like 7.25 an hour on top of their tips. They do have to claim all of their. They're supposed to claim all their tips, um, and they do pay taxes on them. So there's do all of that. But this whole thing of like you have to tip is freaking annoying. Anymore, like even going up to drive-throughs and oh, would you like to leave a tip? No. No, that's why I'm going through the drive-through. That's why I didn't go in and sit down anywhere because I don't want to tip an extra $20 on top of my meal. You know, that it's just it's absolutely crazy. And also like one thing that oh, it gets me so bad at work is when like we'll get a to-go order and I'll get everything ready. All the waitresses have to do is put it in a bag, collect the money, send it out, do their job. They're making their 7.25 an hour, on top of like regular tips. But all they have to do is put the stuff in a bag, get the money, give it to them, and the 9/10 of the time these waitresses will try to get a tip out of it, and it's like you did nothing but put the dang food in the bag. I mean, I'm not really expecting the tip. I've heard a couple times them saying, "Would you like to leave a tip on the card?" And some people get pretty crappy about that because it's like it's forced, and it's like you go to the gas station and get anything. Would you like to round up to the nearest dollar to help? Blah blah blah. Every single time, it's just like penny and diming you. It sucks. It really sucks.
Oh,
You usually just like round up, or you just give like the extra change that you have.
It's not
Wow.
big amounts. Yeah.
Okay, so in Italy we don't usually, but if we really like the waiter or the waitress, then in that case we can like freely decide to give some money.
It's usually not more than like €5 or something.
Yeah, €5 is quite good, and actually, I mean, in a super meal with a very good service, maybe 10, and when you see the 10, it's like,
Yeah, that's
whoa.
crazy.
But
Yeah.
is the person expecting you to give the tip?
No,
Yeah, that's how it should be. That's completely how it should be. It is expected here. Um, and $5 is probably the minimum of what you want to tip. Uh, even for two people. Like, if I was to go in and get an order for two people that is going to cost $50, which it probably would, 10% of that would be $5. And that's still a low amount of money. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, it works for some people.
Yeah, same.
they appreciate though.
How much is like €1 to like a US dollar?
It's quite the same.
Okay, it's about the same. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. How much is like a normal meal? Like if you just went to a casual restaurant for lunch?
$25 in France for
Yeah, same 22.
Usually when we go restaurant, we don't go often, but when we go, we take entrance, like main dish, dessert, drink, so it's really more.
Okay, that makes
But
sense.
I think the fact that we don't make tips is because the waiter is paid better than in America,
Yeah.
so they don't really need it. Sure, they prefer. We always prefer win more money, but I think most of the money they win in America come from the tip.
Yeah, and I think it's general in Europe, like in the restaurants, if it's not fast food, people tend to do many things handmade. They serve you, they go to the terrace and blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, it's worth it also if you give a tip for that person because they put effort. It's not like you go to a restaurant, you have a machine, you just put whatever you want and you have like a fast meal. So
The issue with America is they actually do have stuff like that where you're putting it into the computer or whatever,
Yeah.
and they expect a tip after that. And like, there's a lot of things where you just order, let's say like we're going to go order like pearl tea or something, and literally all the person at the register is doing is taking your order, and they like turn this little menu around and it says, leave a tip. You can choose 15, 20, or 25, or custom.
I told you.
And it's just like awkward because they're sitting and watching you and like,
But also, I don't know if it's like this in other countries as well. Depends on the restaurant, but if you give a tip to the waitress, doesn't mean that the waitress can just take it for themselves. Like it gets distributed to everyone for the team. Yeah.
I was a waitress in France and bartender, and sometimes like they give tips and they split between the team, or if the customers say it's for her, it will come to me, like
Yeah,
only
true.
to me.
Yeah.
That's
Not on the fridge, not hot, not cold.
I think as far as America, a lot of Americans prefer their water with ice. So if you go to like a restaurant, it's going to be this big glass full of ice and water inside. How was that for Europe?
I feel like Italians don't really like cold water. So when we go to restaurants, actually they try to serve us cold water. But my family, for example, and I know many other people that do that, we really ask for room temperature water. Because I don't know, I feel like it's bad for our bodies, especially if we eat something hot with it, we're gonna like go right.
The outside temperature is very different.
in France is same than Italy.
But I think in Spain during the summer, there is people also.
How do you control the temperature? I mean, I know our waters come from. Our water comes from a tap. Push a button as getting a pop or soda from a fountain pop machine. Yeah, that's a thing.
It's common to see cold or fresh water or with ice, but I think just during summer.
I think in Germany we also have room temperature, but we don't even talk about it. It's just so normal. If you want ice, you ask for it. At least that's my experience. But also in Germany, we always have to pay for water. So in restaurants, there's no free water except if you ask for tap water. It's not on the menu. You just kind of have to know. And if you know, you can.
Yeah, that's really weird. The whole no ice in the cups. I will remember that. Hey, go to your cup. Remember to ask for ice, and water is free. Surprisingly, here in America. Like when you go out to free, but when you go out and get water from a restaurant.
Ask, and then sometimes they will bring you tap water or not. They can refuse. So if you buy water, I think it's
What?
most of the time it's if you know, you can ask for tap water. It's not on the menu. You just kind of have to know. And if you know, you can ask, and then sometimes they will bring you tap water or not. They can refuse. So
They can
if you buy water,
refuse.
I think it's most of the time it's cold because that's just where how they keep it. It's
And if I would think we're absolutely stupid if you were to come up to me and say, "Can I get a glass of water room temperature?" How do you control that? Like here we can't. With what we have, it just comes out cold. How it is. Huh. This is very, very. But I don't remember again.
most of the time it's cold because that's just where how they keep it. But it's not because people like it. Yeah.
I think in our case during summer, the waiter should to ask like, you want cold water or.
Yeah, and you could refuse. Let me know down in the comments about that, because that's something. If you refuse, you are not getting a tip. You pretty much have to kiss their butt, and be fake as with them.
In Belgium, maybe at home we don't put in fridge or put ice, but in restaurant usually the glass come with ice on it, and the water is cold too because they put it in the fridge and after they give to you. So we don't complain about it and just drink it cold, but usually at home we will drink like room temperature water or drink.
Yeah, for us, like the bottle they give you is cold because it comes from the fridge, but there's no glass in the ice, like unless ice in the glass unless you ask for it.
I think I grew up actually knowing a lot about European culture. Not everything, I never lived there, but I have a lot of friends from Europe, and also like I grew up learning German, and my German teacher was like, she really loved Germany, so she would always talk about like, we do this in Germany and that in Germany, so I had an idea of
Maybe
everything.
you know better than me.
It was really interesting to see everybody's point of view on things. I was really surprised by the bathroom though. That really took me by shock.
So I expected that there would have been some differences between the US and like Europe, but to me it surprised me about the maternity leave. That was the one that shocked me the most.
Yeah, the question when like the answer she said about the 6 kisses, that was too much for me. I feel like 3 is already my limit, so if it's like after 6, like after 3, I'm like, oh my gosh.
I would lose count, I think, at some point, and then I'd start getting like social anxiety, like when do we end?
Or maybe look at each other like it's the 4th or the
Yeah, actually, when it happened, like
it happened.
Yeah, it happened to me, so no worry.
So today we talked about the things that only Europeans know.
If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment.
Don't forget to leave a comment, guys, and we do appreciate it. I think that got me the most, just repeating the service. That is something that does not go well here in America, because you refuse service, they will refuse to tip you, and that is that. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and leave a comment, and I'll see you down there. Thanks, guys.